Hi, I'm Denise Grover Swank, and I write the Rose Gardner Mystery series. And forgive my wet hair, my house is being demoed and I cannot find my hairdryer anywhere to save my soul. So I have decided to answer questions from now up until the day of release. And the first question I'm going to answer is an easy one. Some that a lot of you probably already know. It's from Shannon Scully, and she wants to know, how did you get the Rose Gardner series started, and where do your ideas come from, and do you have an end in mind, or do you come up with it as it goes? I came up with the idea of the Rose Gardner series back in 2010. I want to say I was at the DMV with my son. A lot of you already know this part. And I said, oh, this would be a great place to have a character that works in the DMV, because I bet there's lots of funny stories, disasters that you could turn into funny things. And my son just kind of rolled his eyes and thought I was crazy. So I got a devastating rejection from an agent 2 days later on an urban fantasy series that I had, Chosen series. Some of you might have heard of it. And so I decided I needed to write something different. So I decided to make that series, that germ of an idea, into a mystery. And I wrote 28 and a Half Wishes. It was a standalone, believe it or not. I didn't have any idea to make it into a series. I just wanted to write a book that I could get an agent to represent and to sell to New York. So I wrote that series. It just I call it lightning in a bottle. I totally winged it as I went, totally pantsed it, and I did very little revision to the actual story itself. It's probably the only book I've ever written that has just kind of come out and naturally stayed the way it was. I did revise it some, but not a whole lot. The mystery stayed pretty intact. Although some people might actually suggest that I should have revised it. But anyway. So then I had an agent who I pitched her the idea. She was interested in it. She goes, well, while you're finished, I was still finishing it. She said, while you're finishing it, she said, come up with the plot for 3 more books. So when you send me the book to read, I want to know the idea for 3 more stories. Well, she ended up passing, and nobody else wanted that book. And so when I thought I had an agent who was interested in Chosen and my young adult here, and she represents just kind of dark things. I knew she wouldn't want 28 and a Half Wishes, so I decided to self-publish it. And so I self-published it, and that's when I started thinking about, well, I already had the plot for 3 more books, just the germ of an idea. And so I wrote those. So then when I got to the end of those 4 books, 31, I was like, oh, well, okay, crap, where do I go now? So some of them I've just kind of winged. Some of them I have an end plan. I totally, with this whole JR scheme and Hillary scheme, I have an end date in mind. It is 36 and a half, and I do have I have a title for that. I have a title for 35 as well. And so, and then we'll kind of see. I'll have all the major issues kind of wrapped up by then, and we'll see if you guys want more, and if I want to keep writing it. And I'm going to be real honest, I think I do, because I love Rose. Okay, well, thanks. And if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. I'll see you guys later.